Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the demo video of the clock crane. Now, before we get into the design of the clock crane, so we can look at the reasons I decided to create the clock crane, or the problem. Now, as you can see, we have two twin-size beds, which my brother and I both share, and it's separated by a dresser in the middle. Now, the main feature is this clock. And what happens is, at night, my brother drags the clock over to his side of the dresser because he wants to see the time, and in the morning when I need to see it, I can't reach it from my bed. So I have to get out and walk over and pick up the clock and look at the time. Now, the less original solution to this problem is buy a bigger clock, buy a wall clock, but I wanted to come up with something more original. B, I've actually had this idea in the back of my mind for quite a while, and C, I wanted to try out some new power tools that I've acquired over the past year. And thus, the clock crane was born. And first, I'd like to introduce you to my assistant, Igor, who's actually Vishal, my little brother. And Vishal is playing me right now, and he wants to see the time.
I want to see the time. Guess I can sleep for a bit more.
Okay, but now Vishal needs to see the time. And so, it's either morning or night. Vishal wakes up and says, "Oh, I wonder what the time is."
I wonder what the time is.
And so, he pulls the clock over to his side.
Oh God, I'm late for school.
Okay, so that's how it works, and it's basically just a railing running between the two bedposts, and the clock on its little rail car, if you will, just runs between them. And now, if we can go into some structural mishaps, you can see that it was probably a little bit tedious to pull the clock off its stand and then put it back every time you want to see the time. And it's manual, obviously, so it's not as cool as like an electric car running between beds. But otherwise, it's quite functional and it works well, and we've actually been using this for a couple of weeks in our day-to-day lives. So a professional woodworker could probably build this in about 2 hours. It's just sort of a block with 3 beams on either side that form around the bedpost and a beam running in between. The part with the clock is a little more complicated. The clock actually has grooves on the side, so the 2 beams go right into the grooves and the clock stays in place. And then it's on a platform with 2 beams on either side that form around the railing, and it just goes back and forth. The strings are hooked to copper rings, which just go onto the nails, and then you can pull it back and forth whenever you want to see the time.